welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi Rook. If you're brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up. Also ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I do upload a video. Hey, what I'm going to do is a first impressions on the Black Moon Cosmetics Urban Myth palette. This palette is gorgeous. I did see Beautebean doing a first impressions on this eyeshadow palette. I love it. I think the colors are beautiful. I think they're really unique eyeshadows. The color story is definitely very unique. It's different than anything else I have in my collection. That's why when I saw this, I really did want to try it out. And I hadn't tried Black Moon Cosmetics ever before. It is an indie brand. You can find them on Instagram. I will have them linked down below. So I did want to just kind of reach out of my comfort zone and try a brand I've never tried and try a color story that's a little bit different for me, something that's not every day. This palette really makes me feel a little bit more creative than normal just because I don't have a ton of options to do neutral looks. I don't really have transition colors, so I have to try something a bit unique. It has beautiful artwork on the front of the palette. I really love it. It has a little Loch Ness monster. I think this is gorgeous. My kids really like it. I think it is just a beautiful concept for a palette. I think the colors are really beautiful. The names are really cool. We have Area 51, Boogeyman, Bermuda Triangle, Paranormal, Bloody Mary, Mothman, Crop Circle, Loch Ness, Chupacabra, and Bigfoot. I will do some of the swatches. I'm going to swatch the metallics. Area 51 and Boogeyman are definitely more of kind of a flakier metallic. So they are very impactful when put on the lid. You definitely want to wet these eyeshadows just because they would have a lot of flaking. And then here is Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda Triangle is definitely more of a kind of a normal metallic shadow, really pretty. Here is Paranormal, which is the purple. This one's not super pigmented. It's a bit more sheer, but it is a blue to purple duochrome. Really pretty. Here is Boogeyman. Boogeyman's probably the most pigmented of the metallics. It's a really, really beautiful metallic red. So those are all the metallics in the palette. They're very beautiful. They're kind of a bit more sheer, but if you put them over a colored shadow, they'd have a lot more impact, but they're really pretty. The formula is very silky feeling. It's very metallic and it really goes on well. This palette retails for $38 and you get 10 eyeshadows, so I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's actually a really decent price. So now I'm going to swatch the mattes. So this is Mothman. It's a very pale green. This is probably the only kind of transition in the palette. And this is Crop Circle. It's a really beautiful green. This is Loch Ness. It's a really nice blue. The first swatches of metallics, I think it kind of shows you what the color is going to be, but for mattes, I don't really think it matters a whole lot. I'll say these don't swatch the best. That is Chupacabra. And then here is Bigfoot, which is definitely a lot more metallic. That is a beautiful reddish brown. So they don't swatch all that great, but definitely when I was using them today, they did blend a lot better than they swatch. So that is what I'm using on my lids today. I think this look turned out beautiful. It's very kind of peacockish, which I really like. I did use Area 51 in my inner corner. I used Boogeyman on my lid, Bermuda Triangle, Mothman, Crop Circle, and Loch Ness. So of the 10 eyeshadows, I did use 6 of them. So if you would like to see how I created this look and how these eyeshadows perform, then just keep watching. Alright, so with this palette, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of stick in this quad right here. Greens would be really cool to work with, and the silver is super beautiful. So I'm going to grab a Luxie blending brush, and I'm going to go into this really cool Mothman color. I have never used a color like this as a transition, but I thought I would try it out. I just wanted to see how pigmented it is. Quite a bit of this just to get it built up. It doesn't seem super pigmented, which could be good for a transition color. Be able to build it up instead of it just being like instant pigment. I'm also going to take it down at the bottom near my lash line and pull that up also. I will say this shadow is building up a bit darker than it looks in the pan. In the pan it looks quite light green, and then on my lid it looks a bit more like army green. So take that down my lower lash line. I always do my eyes before my foundation. In my last eyeshadow palette review, which was the BH Cosmetics, the Naughty palette, I did do my face first and then my eyes, but honestly, I just prefer to do it this way. That way I can do whatever shape I want. I'm not super concerned about the shape because I can just clean it up. And then I feel like my base is always cleaner and looks better when I do it that way. Alright, I think that's pretty good for the shape on that side. I'm going to do the same on the other lid. So now with a more flat blender brush, I'm going to go into Crop Circle, which is the darker green. I'm going to put that on the back half of my lid. I'm just going to tap that on. I'm not going to blend too much just because I want to make sure that the pigment remains on my lid and doesn't blend away. That's a really beautiful Christmas tree green. So that green is blending out really well. It's really nicely pigmented and it's not blending away like I was kind of nervous it might. I'm also going to take that on my bottom lash line closer to the lashes. So I'm actually going to take some of the Loch Ness blue and I'm going to blend it on my lower lash line and up by my upper lash line. I just want to add a bit of blue to this look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich the Boogeyman and the Bermuda Triangle on my lid, but I'm going to apply a glitter glue just to make sure that they really adhere to the skin. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Bermuda Triangle on my inner corners. And now I'm going to go in with the Boogeyman on the middle of the lid. Then I'm going to take the Boogeyman, I'm going to apply that into the middle of my lower lash line. Right about there, and I'm just going to do that in tapping motions just to keep the glitter right where I want it. I look a little crazy now, but I am going to add some liner and mascara, and it's all going to come together at the end. So I am done with my eyeshadow. I am going to go ahead and clean this up, add some lashes, liner, mascara, my face, my lips, and then I'll come back and give you my initial thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. So this is the final look. For liner on my bottom lash line, I use the ColourPop. This is Electric Daisy. My lips, I use ColourPop Lumiere, and then Huda Beauty, this is the Staycation lipstick. I really love the look that I created. It's very peacockish. I think it is beautiful. I really enjoy using this palette today. I think it was really nice. I think the mattes blended really well. The metallics were definitely kind of a different formula. Area 51 is the one that I put in my inner corner. So the Area 51 and the Boogeyman are definitely a bit more chunky glitter. The Bermuda Triangle was definitely more of a creamy metallic, so they're a little bit different formula. This is definitely just the first impressions. This is the first time I've ever even touched these shadows. I've never tried Black Moon Cosmetics before, so I'm really glad that I got this palette just to try it out. So I will continue to use it and give you more of a review next time I come around. But I did really enjoy this palette. I thought it was really beautiful. I don't have a ton of fallout, but I did use the glitter glue. I think that helped a lot with the eyeshadows adhering to my lids. And then also not having that fallout, but I think it is a really beautiful color story. I really enjoy using this palette. I've never used their eyeshadows before, but I definitely do enjoy the formula so far. So I did enjoy using this palette today. I'm glad I bought it. It's definitely a little different for me with a different color story, but I did enjoy using it, and I will continue to enjoy using it and trying out different looks, and I'll have those on Instagram also. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.